So I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about a situation uh, that I went through a couple weeks ago. So I met this girl. She messaged me on social media. Um, we got to talking. I've never met this girl before. So we got to talking. Got into some conversations. Hit it off a little bit, talking about interests, common interests that we had. We ended up arranging a time to go out and get to know each other in person. Um, so I made plans for the coming weekend. She agreed. We both agreed. Um, to be honest, I didn't really feel like going. To be quite honest with you, that's a video for another time. But that's a situation I usually have myself. I'll make plans with someone, even a woman, even good looking women. I have this thing kind of like I don't know if it's a fault. I don't know if it's a negative or a positive, for someone. But for myself, I look at it as kind of bold, because I'm not really like I don't really look at it as like a top priority to meet women and like try to date people. I just only do it if it happens naturally, and I feel like doing it in the moment. But sometimes, I will make plans with women, and then once the plans are made, I kind of decide I really don't really want to go. To be honest, I go, you know what? Uh, okay, yeah, she wants me to, but I kind of lose interest, Um, but a lot of times I try to keep my word, even though I feel that way. I'll still try to go and keep my word and not be like that. But anyways, though, I did feel that a little bit with this girl, but I decided, I'm gonna go and keep my word. Be a man of your word. Um, so, you know, the time comes around. That night I was out with my brother and a friend. We were watching UFC and also Ryan Garcia box. So I was already out that night having some fun, hanging out. And the time came around to go meet this girl, and I honestly was not feeling it in the moment. I was like, I'd rather stay here. Uh, so I stayed a little bit later. Then I realized, I gotta keep my word. I gotta go. This girl told me she's on her way there, so I was like, I'm gonna keep my word. I'm gonna go. Wasn't really feeling it though. I would rather would have stayed at the restaurant and finished watching Ryan Garcia box. But yeah. So I make my way to Tacoma, meet this girl. Um, I get there, mind you. As I said, I showed up a little late because I stayed a little bit longer and was watching. Because honestly, I was hoping she would have said she wasn't gonna make it. But unfortunately. Not to sound strange, unfortunately, she did make it. But so I showed up a little bit late. She was a little bit angry about that, but no big deal. So we go. We're having a good time. Mind you, this is a good-looking girl, Hispanic girl. Um, we're there for about 30 minutes. We start talking. I know she starts making comments about she had just moved here recently, 4 months ago from Texas. So let me describe her a little bit for you guys. She had just moved here recently from Texas, 4 months ago. Um, Said she didn't know many people. Have talked to some people. Went on a couple dates. She said not many. So we start talking, and she starts talking about a lot of the guys that she has met are in open relationships. She was saying, and they're comfortable with, like, hooking up and having one night stands. And she's, it's kind of talking into this stuff. And I start saying how, I'm against that. Like, how about, as I've said on here before, I've been with a lot of women, went on a lot of dates with women, but that doesn't mean that I've slept with these women. Um, I usually don't have a sexual attraction to these two women unless I have a connection with them. Like, that's just not me. Although, like I said, I went on a lot of dates with women, talked to a lot of women. Um, I I don't personally, I don't like sleeping with them or having sex with them unless I see value in the woman. If I can see myself with the woman, okay, then, it will lead up to that. I don't try to push anything. Most of the time, when I'm dating women, they're the ones that are are throwing themselves on me, making moves on me. I've never really um, um, been the one to initiate that kind of stuff. You know, obviously there's flirtatious behaviors and flirting, you know, and that kind of stuff, but not like, you know, making like sexual references or you know, straight up just making the comment of you know, doing sexual things. A lot of time it's the girl who eventually like starts saying that stuff, because you know, I'm like a kind of like an asshole guy, you know, not really an asshole, but you know, I kind of speak my mind and joke around a lot, and I like to just kind of do whatever I want, you know, and then I can tell, you know, when a woman likes me, they kind of get frustrated sometimes, so they start trying to push it because they're the ones that, you know, want to lead to, which I think that's the way man and women should be. Like, you should make the woman like really want you, to desire you, you know, then she truly will desire you. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So she's making those comments, and now I'm just like, I'm like, where is she going with these comments? Because you know, I've been in these situations before where girls do this, and I'm thinking in my head, you know, is she just saying this to feel me out and see what I say? So I start kind of just, you know, telling her the truth, how I feel. I'm just like, oh yeah, you know, that's trashy, you know. I'm not really like that. You shouldn't be sleeping around with people just to do it, you know. That's insecure behavior, you know. Blah blah blah. And she just doesn't really respond to you know, what I'm saying. She doesn't give her opinion. She's just, you know, looking around at the other people, and you know, drinking her beer. So we're standing there, and she, you know, then she starts making some comment about maybe we should go somewhere else. So you know, we start talking. I'm like, oh, you know what, we can go somewhere else. Okay, that's fine with me. And so you know, we're talking a little bit more. We say we're gonna leave pretty soon, go somewhere else, check out another place around there. And then she makes a comment about she said something about drinking beer, and then she made the comment about don't worry, I have a 6-pack back in my room for later. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, what? Like, I never said I was going anywhere with you later. Like, who is this girl? Like, what is she saying this stuff to try to like, she like trying to like pave the way to what's gonna happen later? I was like, I have no plans with you later at all. I'm just coming here to feel you out. I didn't even really want to come here, to be honest. But you know what? You seem cool, so I'll still talk to you. But I was thinking, yeah, there ain't gonna be no later. But anyways, I was like, this girl's kind of cool, you know. I'll still go to this other place with her and kind of, you know, get to know her a little more. So we leave. We go to the next place that we agreed to go to, which was nearby. You know, it was a little dive bar. We get out there. The parking situation is not good. And you know, can't find anywhere to park. I'm kind of already like, after she was making those comments and I was not really in the mood. I didn't really see this girl in like a sexual way, you know. Didn't really know her long enough to even build that desire in me, you know. So and like I said, she was making comments already where I was kind of like, oh, I'm kind of on the fence about this girl, you know. I thought that was kind of trashy, too easy, you know. Gotta have a little bit of a challenge in there. But you know, we go there. There's no parking anywhere. So I told this girl, we're still in our cars, you know, driving around, and I messaged her. I'm like, well, there's nowhere to park, you know. Talk about, you know, I was asking her about going somewhere else. You know, we were talking back and forth, texting, and she replies to me and says, oh, I know, laugh out loud, you know, whatever we were replying, talking back and forth about nowhere to park. And then she sends a message saying, why don't we just go back to her place? And at that moment, I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this girl. Like, if it's gonna be that easy, like that's not for me, man. I mean, by this time, I had not even been with this girl for 1 hour. Like, we had not even spent 1 hour talking to each other, getting to know each other. She didn't even finish one beer, which, you know, I can understand. I've been with girls before that have maybe a little bit too much to drink, and they start, you know, saying stuff, getting a little loosey-goosey, start saying things, you know, trying to get one thing to lead to another. But this girl, like I said, mind you, I don't know if she was drinking before. She didn't seem like it. But like I said, not even one beer in, she's already making comments like that, and you know, trying to go back to her place. So from that moment, I was done. I told her I had to get up for work the next morning, and I went home. And the whole way home, I was just, I've begun to realize a lot of the dates I've been going on the past couple of years is they're all turning out to be like that. They're all having very, very, very trashy behavior, no morals. They don't care. They just want to hook up with you. They don't want to build any character with you. They don't want to build any kind of relationship. They don't want to get to know you. They don't want to know really anything about you. They just want, you know, pretty much to be like a fling or a one night stand. So that's just I've come to the point where I'm not sure if I even want to date anymore for a while, to be honest with you. I mean, I talk to a lot of women usually, and even after that happened, I had plans with some women the rest of that week, and I got very I was very disturbed by that behavior, to be honest with you. And I actually did not go on the other dates I was supposed to for that week. I said, you know what, I'm just gonna just hang out and enjoy my time with my friends and my brother, and not even worry about that right now. Because a lot of these girls you talk to, even in conversation, I find will talk about certain things about make comments about going here, going there, like when we're talking about dating, where you're gonna go on a date and everything. And a lot of these girls I've noticed that really have begun to turn me off, especially after this. I've been really paying attention, like the things they say in the comments, they say in the recommendations is they always make the comment now, especially the women that are, you know, I don't usually talk to, like for myself, I'm a little bit older, but I try to like date. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with this. I try to date, younger women, 22 to no older than 25, 26. But a lot of women, I do talk to that message me, that sometimes are 27, 28, 29 sometimes, But I notice these women, whenever you're talking about, possible dates to go on or things like that, they always want to make sure it's something fun. They want to make sure they're having fun. It's never anything simple. And to me, that's a major red flag. Because, like, for one, you're 29 years old. Like, what do you care about going and having fun? You're saying on your profile you're looking for someone to finally settle down with them, marry and have a kid, and then you're on here like only wanting to, from the way I understand it, by the way you're talking, is you're only on here looking for someone to go have fun with, go do something fun. It's like, well, for one, you're not gonna find the guy you're gonna marry and settle down and have kids with, that wants to just always go and do something fun. Like, come on, you gotta just, why don't you just have a simple date where you just meet someone for a little while, get some coffee, walk, talk, get to know each other a little bit, and then you say, okay, you know what? Let's see how this goes, and then we'll maybe do something fun next time, or maybe the time after that. Take things slow. Why you always got to try to just look for something fun or exciting to do in the moment? Because see, the thing is, these girls, they just seem to do this with every guy, and they do when they're bored. So they're just looking for something fun to do when they're bored, and just have the guy take them out and spend money. Oh, going here, going to this gaming place or this arcade, or go and take you out to this nice meal. It's like, no, just do something simple. So after hearing that, I really started paying attention on those things, and I just had to take a break for a while from dating. Unfortunately, I'm still talking to some girls, and made some plans again coming up this next week. Probably will go. Some of them pretty good looking girls. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about it. It's not like it used to be.